Hello everyone. We are the ABC Consultants. We are a group of four members. They are Anu, Manik, Surbit, and myself Abhay. We have made a report on indigenous based manufacturing of coverall and high visibility clothing, starting with the approach and methodology. To develop better business strategies, we use a variety of resources to analyze the environment after development and advancement from the use of various diagnostic tools in order to provide enterprise with accurate statistics and information about the products and markets. Our team adhered to multi-step methodology. The development of the approach is based on the following segments. The first one is awareness. Spreading awareness of high visibility apparel, its relevance of safety and the requirements is must follow in accordance with the government rules is one of the challenges we faced. We would encounter workers and the environment would be safely and clearly distinguished by high visibility apparel. The next step would be safety standards. According to the CSA standards, which also specifies background material colors and luminosity's level of retroreflective performances to reflect light back to its resource, and the percentage of the body that should be covered by high visibility components. Next would be the business start. The next step would be business that we can bring about a significant shift by actively involving the indigenous community and providing positive reinforcement as requested by the major safety supply company that wants to encourage the production of their commercial items in indigenous areas. Indigenous participation strategy is also a key factor in this approach and methodology. Fully incorporating indigenous community groups in the projects is a priority for the contractor. The first step in creating a successful relationship would be a mutually advantageous future with each community is the identification and acknowledgement of specific community challenges, such as limited capacity in terms of trained and qualified personnel, cultural differences, and the desire in some communities to combine life skills training with pre-employment essential skills training. Then comes the development, under which the Indigenous and Community Relations Team, the ICR, is a part of our dedication to their inclusion. We have developed an Indigenous Community Relations Team to foster productive working relationships with the Indigenous and local business communities. This approach to create win-win relationships with the communities advances a larger strategy aimed at fostering harmonious relationships and promoting the social well-being of Indigenous and local communities. The final stage would be the expansion, which would be the future and the scaling of the company. Through meaningful participation, we will assist with indigenous communities to discover training to job possibilities and lead to successful employment. We can expand the business by setting up more hubs with similar batches and structures and eventually scale it up once the first initial branch is a success. Next slide, please. Now my colleague Anu will take over from here.
Thank you. So we have used different diagnostic tools. First, we'll start with SWOT analysis. Business use SWOT analysis as a tool to examine the internal and external elements that have an impact on their operations. An organization's strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats are highlighted in a SWOT template. For strengths, we include loyal customer base, low manufacturing cost, and CSR inclusive. For weakness, we include high dependency on third parties for resources, saturated market. For opportunities, we have included increasing safety and awareness about workplace. Government regulations made mandatory safety requirements to be followed. Growing demand in construction industries and room for innovation. Last, for the threats, we have included low entry barriers, license at stake if government standards are not met. Next slide, please. For pestle analysis, we starting up a business required to be analyze the external factors affecting the business. Pestle analysis gives detailed descriptions of how the environment outside the business affects it and can be improved. Thus, it is important to consider political, economical, social, technological, and legal factors influencing the company. Below are pestle factors affecting coveralls and high visibility clothing. For political factors, we have included government management, business support for Native American entrepreneurs, fiscal policy, and trading restrictions. For economical factors, we have included economic development, varying interest rates, spendable income, rate of inflation and employment, labor market circumstances. For social factors, we have included population increase, cultural obstacles, spending behavior, consumer practices. For technological factors, we have included innovation, tech-related incentives, awareness, publicity platforms, and environmental R&D. Environmental factors will include eco-friendly goods, waste management, and recycling. Environmental-related rules, conservation of natural resources. For legal factors, we have included protection of consumers, copyright, and patents, employment regulations, and e-commerce. I'll give my Surbit will carry on further.
Thank you, Anu. I'll take it over from here. Key findings are from key findings arising from the diagnostic tools as SWOT analysis and pest analysis and processing it through the management consulting template MCT. We have made these significant findings. which is under strategy. Through implementing an indigenous participation strategy and forming an indigenous community relations team, the indigenous community will be encouraged and actively included. Under finance, we have also submitted grant applications to the government for the number of initiatives, including the National Indigenous Economic Plan, which will be utilized to improve the community and help it become an independent and self-sufficient business. Human resources section would be interesting because we have to take specific steps to hire and engage members of the indigenous community as employees, because the large safety supply company is eager to support manufacturing in indigenous communities. Next one would be the information technology. Since the majority of the indigenous people were less fortunate to have resources to get educated or to go to school, we can use the help of informative videos to explain the process and how the use of technology would make it easier for them. Under operations, the company policy to support the indigenous community would be clearly visible as its operation enables the business becoming a success and eventually grow or expand. Marketing would be the major importance USP of it, because the company's unique selling proposition may be that it strives to encourage indigenous community manufacturing and it's effective in doing so. The company also values the importance of CSR and obviously cares about it. And it would be excellent for the company and the indigenous population, and people would want to support their cause. Now my colleague Manik will continue from here.
Thank you, Abhay. So I will be describing about the recommendations. Starting a high visibility clothing business include arranging the raw material, design product, and finding a product from the finished product. Raw materials for those product include the specific fabric like bright clothing such as fluorescent yellow and orange. In addition to the fabric, other raw materials includes tapes, thread, and elastic. The products are designed to meet the requirements of the target market. Another one is the polyester fibers, and its account for a significant share of the total raw materials required. So manage inventory and optimization production and logistic and provide a better customer service will be the key for the business. So product are designed to meet the requirement for the target market. So it will target a specific audience. So moreover, the finance is starting a business that specify in overall high visibility clothing can be surprisingly affordable. Typically, the startup cost can be ranged from $2,000 to $20,000. It is important to consider the cost of raw material needed to make the clothing and include the fibers and the trims. Another one is the HR. So government of the Canada has many programs designed for the helping the overall of high visibility clothing business of indigenous people. One of the program is TFWP, which is very important. And the company can hire the foreign workers on a temporary basis to fulfill the shortage of the workers. So another one is the IT. Designing and manufacturing these garments requires use of computer and the modern technology. It's a keep on changing their technology. So business is try to keep on updating their technology according to the time. Another one is operations. So it assured the supply chain process running very smoothly. Operation plays a very important role in visibility, clothing, and relating the product, incorporating the number of activities such as planning, scheduling, and overall controlling of the operations. The last one is the marketing. So the customer relation teams focused on the creating a long-term relationship with the clients by providing the personalized customer experience, which will benefit the company. So Abhi will continue from there.
Thank you, Manik. So I will be continuing with the business model canvas. Business model canvas has to provide various strategies to the business to continue their operations. So these are the various points: key partners, key activities, value proportion, customer relationship, customer segment, channel, key resources, cost structure, revenue streams. All these cover the various operations of the business. So next, we're gonna focus on the next slide. Limitations. Now, limitations are these are the main limitations that keep the company behind with the operations. So first one is the unskilled worker. As we all know that indigenous people are kept deprived of the options in every field. So there are more chances of getting unskilled workers. So we'll have to train them to get them into the manufacturing field. So other one is retail stores. So as we know, we all are this organization is running low on budget. So indigenous organization is not able to afford open a store in various locations. So we're gonna take a help of Walmart or Canadian Tire to run our operations and sell our product in the market. Next one is limited suppliers. So with a limited supply, there is limited supply of the threads and the clothes, raw materials for the high visibility clothing. So it is more chances that we will have to suffer with the supplier end. The next one is the high end competition. As we all know that there are many brands that are doing well in the market right now. There are Marks and the Walmart, and in Walmart there are other brands also. So we will have to face a high competition from the other brands. The next one is high transportation cost. As we all know that we will have to support the indigenous society, so we're gonna run our business and where there will be more number of indigenous people. So we'll have to pay the high transportation cost to transport the products from here, one place to another place. Next slide, please. The last one we're going to focus is conclusion. As we all know that the coveralls and high visibility clothing can be seen as an essential part of the project whenever working with the machines and the equipment. As these are made mandatory by the Canadian government, as Canadian government prefer the people's safety as their main, and it keeps as a priority to keep the people safe. And even though it is made essential by the various government organization to wear the high visibility coveralls in the various fields, so it can be seen as a revolution in this field, and there would be more chances of growth for the organization. So these are all from our team members. Thank you. And the next one is the references. And thank you for listening to us. Thank you.